Okay, so AI is pretty much everywhere these days, right? But have you ever really stopped to think about how it, well, thinks? In this explainer, we're going to pull back the curtain and take a look at the engine that's driving this whole AI revolution. I mean, think about it. You type a question into something like ChatGPT, and boom, in just a few seconds, you get this incredibly detailed, human like answer. It honestly feels like magic. But what's really going on behind the scenes? How does it actually know what to say? So, before we dive into the how, let's just quickly get the lay of the land, the who. Figuring out the big names in the game really helps put the technology they all use into perspective. Right, so here are the big ones we all know. ChatGPT from OpenAI, you've got Gemini from Google, Copilot from Microsoft. And yeah, they're definitely competitors. But here's the interesting part. If you look past the brand names, you'll find they're all using the same fundamental secret ingredient. So, what is this secret ingredient, this core technology? Well, let's go ahead and peel back the layers and look at the brain inside. And to make this super clear, we're going to use a really simple everyday analogy.
Okay, I know this is going to sound a little weird, but just stick with me here. We're going to compare these super advanced AIs to, yeah, an air conditioner. It sounds crazy, but trust me, it's actually the perfect way to get what's going on.
You know how you can go out and buy an AC from LG or Samsung or Daikin or a whole bunch of other brands? They might look different, have a few unique features, but at the end of the day, what do they all do? They cool the air. That's their core job. And that's exactly how it is with these AI tools. ChatGPT, Gemini, Claude, they're really just different brands. The look and feel might be a bit different, but deep down inside, they're all running on the same basic type of thinking engine. And that thinking engine has a name. It's called a large language model, or for short, an LLM. This is the artificial brain we've been talking about. And listen, when we say large, we are not kidding. These things are trained on an amount of text and data that's just mind-boggling. It's way more than all the books ever written. And that's how it learns to make sense of what we're asking and spit back such amazing, coherent answers. Okay, so we've got the name LLM. But how does this artificial brain actually learn anything? Well, the process is actually pretty intuitive when you break it down, and we can do that with another simple story. Okay, so picture this. You're a waiter at a pub. For a whole month, 30 days straight, the same guy comes in and orders the exact same thing. Mansion House brandy, soda, and ice cubes. Then, on day 31, he sits down and just says, the usual. You're not going to ask him what he wants, right? Of course not. You know exactly what to bring because you've recognized the pattern. Well, that waiter is a perfect stand-in for how an LLM learns. It's not really about understanding in the human sense of the word. It's all about something much simpler, but on a massive scale: pattern recognition. By sifting through billions and billions of examples, it just gets really good at predicting the most likely next word, and then the next one, and the next one after that. And that's how it builds those complete sentences and paragraphs we see. So this is all fascinating tech, for sure. But what does it actually mean for you? For me? Let's bring it all back down to earth and talk about why this powerful new assistant is such a big deal in our day-to-day lives. So, how can you actually use this stuff? Well, think about any time you've ever been stuck. If you're a student, instead of just staring at a textbook, you've suddenly got a 24/7 personal tutor that can explain, I don't know, complex chemistry in a way you actually get. Or hey, if you're working, imagine that 100-page report that just landed on your desk. Instead of spending your whole afternoon reading it, you can get a perfect summary in like 30 seconds. It's insane. It can help you write a tricky email, find a bug in your code. It's basically a massive power-up for your own brain. And it's not just about work or school. This stuff is weaving itself into our personal lives too. I love this little story. A fourth grader asks his phone how to dumber for the school, and ChatGPT gave this super ethical, responsible answer. It just goes to show how versatile and sometimes surprisingly wise this tech can be. All right, so we've got this incredibly powerful assistant that's pretty much available to anyone with an internet connection. So what's the big takeaway here? What does all of this really mean for your future? Okay, if you remember one thing from this, let it be this quote. It's not that AI will replace you. The real threat is that a person using AI will replace you. And that's such a crucial shift in thinking. The whole conversation isn't about us versus the machines anymore. It's about how well you can use these tools to make yourself better, faster, and smarter. Look, this isn't some far-off sci-fi dream anymore. It's here, right now. You literally have a 24/7 assistant just one click away. And learning how to use it, how to really master it, isn't just some cool party trick. It's quickly becoming a fundamental skill for staying competitive. So the only question left is, how are you going to use it?